Do sounds really matter? Let's find out. Before anything, welcome to the channel and please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button to make sure you get notified for future releases. Today's topic is going to be straightforward. It's about sound, one of the most basic requirements in any entertainment business for that matter. Ambience is often an undervalued asset when it comes to gaming. Well, this is simulation, of course. Ambience is like a canvas upon which all the spot effects as well as the music and the sound sits that can have powerful interactive potential. When it comes to gaming, ambience would typically need to be in a loop form that could be either for a minute or 2 minutes in duration, which is generally inactive and doesn't draw any attention to itself. This can make good sense in gaming, where a user can predict a certain amount of gameplay as well as minimal dynamics to their playing narrative. However, when we come into Microsoft Flight Simulation that interacts with varieties of factors as well as sequences depending on the weather, physics, environmental sounds, as well as planes, there is a clear opportunity to make ambience much more detailed as well as involved. We should consider Asobo studios as artists because they certainly immerse themselves, because ambience generally would hint at a world just outside what can be seen and experienced on the screen. This can perform the functional task of making a scene feel real as well as continuous, no matter what the other effects are laid out on top of it. Everything should seem to belong to the same scene. What differentiates Microsoft between simulation as well as gaming is the interactive entertainment that comes from ambience that would be reactive towards events. It has a powerful subliminal effect on the player. Audio effects have taken completely towards the next level when it comes to Asobo Studios. Audio director Orlin Peters have spent incredible amount of time with different audio technologies that have been utilized to build a world that is more accurate, which involves weather soundscape as well as recording aircraft sounds to enhance a virtual world, making it a realistic experience. The sound engine that's been prepared has been completely recrafted, which is based on Audiokinectic Wwise that can recreate real-time audio effects as well as dynamic mixing for sound reflections. Enough with the technical terms. The aim is to connect audio to the simulation and create a dynamic and living landscape. When it comes to aircraft audio, in order to get realistic aircraft sounds, Asobo Studios have partnered with many aircraft manufacturers and spent numerous amount of time to record sounds on the site with complete access to the planes. Imagine sound engineers spending hours of time trying to get the right sounds of different areas of aircrafts that include the front propeller or the side propeller, close exhaust, far exhaust, and many more areas. This also includes when a position of the plane changes, the sound changes too. The goal of the simulator is to simulate the experience of the aircraft mechanicals as well as physical reactions to a physical reality that includes gravity, airflow, air pressure, air turbulence, all weather types, takeoff and landing. This attention to detail as well as planning is absolutely amazing, which makes it a game changer. When it comes to any kind of a simulation, it is essential to understand that graphics are necessary. No question about graphics here, but at the same time, sound is the most important thing. Imagine this video goes mute for a couple of seconds. You see how much of a difference this can make. So when it comes to aircraft audio, we have a flight simulator that has every individual plane behaving exactly it does in real life. For example, if you have a hard landing, it shows, and the sounds are recreated to be identical to real life. Listen to the specific clip for a few seconds and see how the plane is reacting and how the user can experience that sound. Quite close, isn't it? We need to understand that the terrain mirrors the real world down to every minute detail. When it comes to exterior factors like the weather, it affects not just the planes exactly how it would in real life, but it can affect everything else. So for example, if you have high winds, the waves are bigger and rougher. And you can also travel anywhere in the world and see exactly what you would see in real life. All of this is done in 4K. The team has created a biome system depending on where you live, and you'll hear a different soundscape, which makes it interesting. For example, you can expect to hear different sounds when it comes to an African savanna compared to somewhere in Alaskan outbacks. You could even hear bird songs and insects that sounded from different areas of the world. You can even hear environmental sounds such as water lapping on the shoreline. What is even more interesting is that the night and day soundscape have also been simulated with different ambience during nighttime. The goal of Microsoft was to add even further immersion. The entire team of Asobo Studios have invested heavily on redoing their sound engine that can recreate real-time audio effects as well as dynamic mixing with cockpit acoustics as well as Doppler effects. Their aim is to connect audio to the simulation and create a dynamic and living landscape. Not to forget, the FSX legacy sound will still be usable in the new simulator. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Have a good rest of the day and stay tuned, guys. We have 23 days left for the release.